But my purpose of coming here this evening was not to speak for the Concerned Neighbors Group of Bethlehem, but for myself. My name is Louis James, and I own the James Funeral at 527 Center Street in Bethlehem. And I'm still going to read the letter just so that it goes into the record here. Your Honor, Mayor Donchez and City Council members, I come before you this evening to request that the Bethlehem Emergency Shelter be able to open as early as requested and also be kept open later. They had mentioned to us April 15th. As you are aware, the Concerned Neighbors Group came before you out of concern about issues that took place in the shelter during its first year when it was at Christ Church. Since that time, Bethlehem Emergency Shelter has met with several representatives of the Concerned Neighbors Group on a regular basis to work on issues, and have also looked for ways, and we have also looked for ways to help them. Bethlehem Emergency Shelter should be commended for the work they did last year in making the shelter and our neighborhood a safer place. And after meeting with them earlier this month, we expected them to continue the good work instituted with the changes that they had instituted last year. At a meeting that we held on October the 23rd, we were informed of the possible early opening of the shelter, and at that time we were not aware of any concerns as long as the shelter was run in the same manner as it was last year. We did request that Bethlehem Emergency Shelter send a letter of their intentions to open early to the zoning board for their protection, as well as to ensure all legal needs were settled. At a neighbors meeting, we were informed of a late closing for the we were enclosed of a late closing for the shelter, which we had not discussed. When I say late closing, I mean by they were going to close later, that being April 15th. We were concerned. Well, we were not. Our group really wasn't that concerned, so long as the shelter was being run in the same manner as it had been in the past. In the past year, I can't speak for all the neighbors. I can only speak for myself, and I want to accentuate that because I was emailed earlier and I was told I could only speak for myself. As my business is directly next door to the shelter and the church, I can just speak that things were very well run last year, and that the shelter people were willing to meet with us and to listen to our concerns, and they actually acted on them, which was something new last year. The first year they did not do that, and so that made the shelter actually a good neighbor for me and for my business. With the early cold snap this year, there is a need to shelter the homeless in this area. Therefore, again, I speak only for myself. I am requesting that Bethlehem Emergency Shelter be able to open immediately if possible. I can't speak for all the neighbors, but as one in close proximity, as long as BES continues to work with the neighbors group and maintains the protocols it had in place this past year, they have my support. I personally look forward to continuing our meetings with Bethlehem Emergency Shelter to discuss neighborhood concerns and to work toward positive resolutions. And I also hope that the City of Bethlehem will make more of an effort in helping BES to find a permanent location that will satisfy all parties, because I think this will solve all the issues. Once they have a permanent physical building, I think things along with the neighbors and everything will calm down. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. James. It's the last meeting we have previously.